Hello, Coaching the Brave community. Thank you so much for tuning in another week. I'm actually a little embarrassed about this posting only because, and you will have at least 5 more of these introductions that I recorded these interviews almost 3 years ago. So I am a little embarrassed about that. However, I am a solopreneur and I am trying my very best. And this is something that really brings me joy. And you know what? I am a model for you if you are a busy creative parent, because here we are with these issues that arise, especially technical. And so this is why I did not post these podcasts that are coming up. They were recorded in 2023. So yeah, I'm a little embarrassed, but you know what? Better late than never. And so here we go. Our first one of 3 years ago. She is a military National Guard member of the Michigan National Guard, and she joined as a bandsman in 2004. She plays flute and performs as a vocal soloist. And throughout her military career, she has been invited to sing national anthems and other songs for various military and civilian events. She was even invited to sing God Bless America during the 7th inning of the World Series in 2012. So cool. So exciting. I love baseball. Her name is Amy Gould. She serves as a military contractor in the role of family assistant specialist for 5 years. She loved helping military and veteran families solve problems and locate resources in West Michigan. Amy started her own business to help creative entrepreneurs work less, make more, and whoa clients using systems and automations that she created. Has decided to also continue staying in the military and balance her own business. So again, another entrepreneur doing her thing and not living in the mentality of stuck victimization. And she is making things happen. She's moving the needle forward and she's loving every step of the way. And I cannot wait for you to hear her story. Let's get into it. Amy, thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with me and be here for the military community on Coaching the Brave podcast with Giovanna Chase. How are you today?
I am so great. And thank you so much for having me on there on your podcast. I know we've been trying to do this for a while and it just hasn't worked out. So I'm really glad we were able to finally get together and chat. I'm excited to dive into things today.
So excited. So first question, what were you up to before joining the military?
So yeah, actually, wow, that was over 18 years ago. And way back then, I was a private voice instructor and was a business manager for a small community band. And also was doing some work with a special needs choir. So I was doing a lot of a lot of different things, all in the musical realm, but was very, very busy and doing a lot of different things. And I'm trying to remember way back then. So I, being a musician, I was a singer and a vocalist. I loved going to see musical ensembles, and someone said, hey, the Army Field Band and Soldiers Chorus is going to be out in Muskegon. You should go check them out. And I had been kind of thinking of joining that group after I saw them, I think, actually. So let me get my timeline back in order here. So I saw them and I was just so inspired. I loved the patriotism and just what they represented and all of that. And I was like, this is what I want to do. I love reaching people with my voice, and the military music program would allow me to do that. I really want to look at joining one of the groups. And then I kind of took a step back and I was like, I don't know, basic training. I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah.
And so I reconsidered. Meanwhile, the symphonic band that I was managing decided to do a military tribute concert and had asked me to sing a song, I think. I'm trying to remember because it was a long time ago. So I sang for that concert, and they had some people there. Actually, the first sergeant then of the band that I'm in came and did the colors for the Army. So he heard me sing and said, "You should come sit in or play with our group." And I told him my story about how I'd been thinking about joining. And he said, "Well, you should talk to our recruiter." And so I came out and saw them do a concert, and I was just like, this is so cool. I can still get to do this, perform with the military band, but do it one weekend a month. And so that's kind of how I ended up enlisting in the National Guard. And it was very cool. It definitely was challenging going away to basic training and AIT and all of that. And it definitely was, a little bit of a disruptor in my life at the time, but it was something that I really felt passionate about and wanted to do. So
Thank you so
I ended up signing up 18 years ago, and I'm still in the Army band here in Michigan.
Wow, that is amazing. It's like you had that calling and you're like, yeah, okay, I could consider it, but let me weigh out my consequences and then, or not consequences, pros and cons. And then it was almost like a pool. Like they knew that you were so good because they are. They're the Army band, the military bands, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
So they knew that you had potential and they were like, hey, you should come.
Yeah, and I remember the recruiter for the soldiers course, or that group that I reached out to, or actually I think initially I did also reach out to the band here, and they, the recruiter didn't get back to me. I don't remember what happened, and then this all happened, and there it was again, like, here you go.
Wow.
Go do this thing. It's gonna keep coming back.
Right, exactly. If you don't do
So
it now, it'll come back.
yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, it was cool.
And
And
you
go ahead.
mentioned, was that the Army?
Sorry.
Was that the Army National Guard?
Yeah, the Army National Guard. Yep.
Gosh. And how was basic?
Oh, it was fun. I think going through basic training at 29 was definitely different than most people's experience of basic training. Definitely had more mental maturity, but then on the same side, it was kind of difficult to deal with all the younger people and their
Yeah.
like it totally floored me how people couldn't understand that if you just stood in formation outside of the drill sergeant's office and didn't move and didn't talk, we wouldn't have to do push-ups. And it drove me nuts. I was like, why can no one understand this? Like, just stand here or sit here and polish your boots and don't talk, and we don't get push-ups. I don't know why this is so hard. But people could not argue with each other or start fights and stuff. And I was just like, I don't understand this. Why is this even a thing?
Oh man, that is rough.
But yeah, I mean, it was cool. I got to do a lot of really cool, ropes courses and rappelling and all kinds of things like that, gas chamber, and a lot of really cool memories and stuff that I'll probably never do again. So
That's great. So then your AIT, tell us about that. Being in band, how does that, where is it? How does that work? How long?
we actually train with the Marines and the Navy in Norfolk, Virginia. And so it's a multi-service training. They expect everyone to come in at a very good, very skilled level. And the challenge there sort of becomes, as a National Guard musician, we are the same as active, but we don't have, 8 hours a day to practice an instrument. So it's different. But it's a 4-week program, I think. Still, it might be longer than that. I'll have to check on that. But it was 4 weeks long, and we did, some soldier skills, some PT, physical fitness every day, marched around and did concert band and marching band and all of the different things that we do, small ensembles. And the thing that the Army's been really focusing on is presenting music with entertainment concepts and in more of an entertaining way. So, concert musicians have gotten into this habit of just sitting there and playing music. And now we're working more on how can we be more engaging? How can we tell the Army story? And how can we move people and create a feeling or an emotion or something around the way that whatever we're presenting. It depends on, how the concert is set up, but not just sitting behind a stand and playing at a stand, but engaging with the audience and making it more entertaining.
That is so interesting. Yeah, you're right. When I go to maybe graduations or more formal events, yes, that's what's happening is that they're just more there making the music and everything. But as I see more in recent years, like Fourth of July events, they're there making the concert, and then they're also there at schools on post, and they are the entertainment for like field day and stuff, and that's so cool.
Yeah, and we're also working on being more relevant with the music that we're picking. So it's not just traditional concert band music, but or the patriotic things that you hear with Army bands, but also just getting into more of the current genres of music, whether that's rock or country, pop, that kind of thing, and just looking for things, bringing in things that are more relevant, playing, having small ensembles that play those genres as well. So we have like a rock band in our group and a jazz quartet. So they play different genres of music, and we have the ability to present various styles that are, depending on, what we're doing, are more relevant for the event. So
That is really nice. I like that. How has that been able to shift your focus from what you were doing in the past to now that you've joined? How did that shift?
well, I don't know how much the Army had to do with where I am now, except that it was a stepping stone from when I left private voice teaching. Back in 2008, the economy was just really, really awful. And, the first thing that people cut when they have to make decisions around their budget is something that's not, food or shelter or clothing or that kind of thing. So music lessons were definitely one of the first things that people would cut when parents lost jobs and that kind of thing. So it got to be really difficult to find voice students and keep my studio full. And it was burning me out. I was so tired. So I ended up going into, first into medical records as just sort of an interim thing. And then a job popped up with the military to be a contractor and military and veterans family assistance specialist. So I helped people, military spouses or soldiers or service members, veterans, all find resources in the community based on different issues that they were having. So it could be anything from like medical issues, a house burning down or having black mold, to someone considering suicide and having to talk them out of that and get them resources for there. So it was a wide variety of people and issues that I just had to figure out. And there is no training for that.
Yeah.
They just give you a bunch of resources and say, here's a starter kit, Google it. And that became my mantra, was Google that word I can't say on or shouldn't say. So So it just became, Googling stuff and figuring it out, connecting with people and organizations. And I did that for 5 years, and then the contract ran out. They restructured it and cut the pay by considerable amounts. And I was just like, okay, I can't continue to do this. It's exhausting, and I can't get paid $14 an hour to do this.
Right.
So I took a look at what I was doing and ended up morphing that into human resources. And I was there for 5 years before COVID, and then my position was eliminated. So I was like, now what am I going to do? I don't know how to look for a job in a pandemic. And I ended up going into the virtual online space as a VA, and then discovered tech and systems, which is something that I love. I love automation, and I love helping. Basically, I love finding ways to automate work so I don't have to do it myself.
Yes. Oh, I love that. Absolutely. Wow. So this has been all of what you have said. All of those ventures in your career have been kind of trickling into what you do now, which is on that aspect of helping others with their struggles and in their business, right? In their online business. Tell us
Yeah, I
more about
actually
that.
help people streamline essentially their client management systems, but all of their tech, really, because I can kind of connect up all of the pieces that solopreneurs especially need in their business, whether that be client relationship management tool like Dubsado, which is my main software, or email marketing, or um, connecting pieces with Zapier to eliminate work. We kind of figure out what people need and then connect those dots together. But the biggest piece that I usually work with is client experience, and helping people to automate their entire client journey from lead capture to offboarding, so that they don't have to do it all manually, and it gets done automatically and creates kind of that amazing client experience or wow factor.
Absolutely. And watching your reels and your videos on tutorials and really capturing the business aspect, the provider's aspect on, hey, you should really be more consistent with what you're doing and don't just leave it to the program itself. Those are so informative, and you put yourself on both spectrums. I love watching you when you do that, because you're really capturing the client aspect of what they might be seeing, and going through that journey, and then the business provider part of it too, which is really cool. I like how
Yeah, I've really had a lot of fun diving into that and looking for ways to add more to that, because people get wrapped around the axle thinking about lead captures and brand new leads in your business, and then getting them to buy from you, and then onboarding, and that's the big exciting part. But then, like, what happens after that? People don't really think about it. And when I ask them about it and we really start pulling that out of them and advising them on it, that's where I think the magic has the opportunity to happen, because then you don't just disappear and ghost somebody after they buy from you. You like help them get more out of what you do. And it kind of depends on the business, but there's a lot of opportunity there for most service providers to improve what they do and give a better experience or help their client get more out of what they're doing. So I
I
think
love
that's
that.
the secret sauce, I guess.
Yes, absolutely. And I have two questions to go with that. The one is, first, going back, um, do you do this on your own, or is this with a company? How do you do what you do?
Well, actually, I started off on my own, and I've been getting a couple people onboarded to help with some of the aspects. Really just one VA that I'm working on right now, and getting them on board to help with some various aspects. It just makes it so much easier, because as much as I love setting up Dubsado, there's such an amount of mind numbing tasks that you have to do, like writing canned emails and adding them to the system, or building forms. And all of those things. And while they're fun, like if I do all of those pieces myself, it's a lot. So having someone that can come alongside me and to be like, okay, here, can you take these things on today? And I'm going to work on these other aspects of the business instead while you're doing that. And we get more done, but I still have brain power to do other things in the business too. So it's been really great to get her on board, and we're still working the kinks out and learning to work together, but she's been a real help in my business. And so yeah, it's just me and her right now, but I'm definitely thinking about some other team members in the future to just pick up some of the slack where my skills and expertise and energy lack. And I know as a business owner, you run into the same thing.
Absolutely. It's like, yeah, you're right. Those little pieces that you're just like, okay, if I didn't like to do this, it would be nice to delegate to someone else. Or I really thrive with this part, but I can't put 100% because I have this and it's just me. And yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's
And
been really helpful. I mean, I don't have her for a ton of hours right now, but I'm really want to get her more into the business and doing more things so that it's, better for her overall and also me, because it's just there's a lot of things that I don't necessarily have to do to make the product that I produce. So, and then I can just look at the end result and make sure that it meets the standard and that we're delivering a really great service.
absolutely. And it sounds like it's so beneficial for business owners to work with you. And we have so many business owners in the military. You know this.
Mhm.
How have you been able to merge the two, band and your business together, and now me?
Oh yeah, it's definitely taken some planning ahead. Looking at both schedules and going, okay, this is coming up, kind of looking ahead and thinking, okay, what do I need to get done since I've got drill this weekend? Or as a senior leader in the band, I know that I need to take some time to prep my platoon time and rehearsals that I'm running and other things that I'm in charge of. So I need to make sure that there's time ahead of time to do that and um, get what I need to get done for the business this week. And then also just, it's not something I'm very good at, but making sure to add in time off and time to recover from drill weekends, whether that's like starting a little bit late on Monday after drill or taking some other time off other places. Um, you just can't go 24/7 as much as we'd like to. So um, that's something that I've really been focusing on recently, is just looking for where do I need support, or how can somebody help me on the home front? Is there um, can I outsource some things to my VA team and that kind of thing? So that's really what has helped a lot, is just not letting the calendar run away from me.
Yes. Staying on top of it. Yes.
Yeah. And looking ahead, definitely looking ahead and planning ahead.
Oh my gosh. Well, you are superwoman and amazing. I thank you for all that you do because it's amazing.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. Now, who are the people that you love to work with most, or that you can work with and that you can work with you?
Well, I really love working with creative service providers like wedding photographers, home stagers, hair and makeup for weddings. Actually, I have a lot of wedding people that I've worked with, but I just love service providers in general. As far as Dubsado goes, they're a great fit for that software. Um, so think people like bookkeepers. I've worked with um, website designers, and I'm trying to think of other. I just had a request for a mobile bar, which is kind of interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, so there are a lot of different people that I love to work with, but specifically creative service based businesses are my sweet spot definitely are the people I like to work with the most.
Well, if there was an inspiring, empowering, something hopeful, words of wisdom that you could provide for our military community and business owners out there, what would that be?
Ooh, that's tough. I would have to say, like, being an entrepreneur is tough, and there's highs and lows, but you have to keep believing in yourself and investing in yourself, whether that's I think all of us get too carried away with buying, the latest course or that kind of thing, but even just books and podcasts are great resources. And obviously you have library and that kind of thing. Look for do the deep dive on what's not working for you if you're a business owner. Where are you lacking a skill or expertise, and then go and do some self-development. Or maybe it's just the mindset work. I know personally that's something that I always have to continuously focus on, because being an entrepreneur, it can feel lonely. And I think that's the other thing, is just build a community and reach out to your community. Because I know, Yvonne, you and I have met through a program that we're a part of, and I've met some other people, whether they were clients or anything else, and just having those other entrepreneurs that you can reach out to and talk to is really helpful. Don't be alone.
I love that. I know this is going to reach so many people, especially the entrepreneurs that do feel alone and do feel like they have to do it all on their own, which is not true. Reach out. And so, with that said, how can they find you?
Oh yeah. Well, I'm online on the web at www.amysgould.com. That's AMYS as in Sam, G as in golf, OULD. And then I'm also on Instagram at AmySGould_, and also Facebook. And that's Amy Gould as well.
Beautiful. And I will have that all in the show notes. That way they can just go right down there and just click on it to find you. Awesome. Thank you so much for your time, Amy. This has been amazing. I hope that you have had an amazing time as well.
Thank you so much. I really enjoyed getting to chat with you today. And it's too bad that we have to wait for a podcast interview.
I know. We will definitely connect a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you again, Amy.
You're welcome. Have a great day. And thanks for having me.
Whoa, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Again, it was released very late, but perfectly, I believe. And if you are a busy creative parent who has a passion and a whisper in his or her ear that says, hey, you are meant for more, and you can't quite figure out what that more is because of all the chaos and all of the struggle and all of the things, the extra stuff, schedule a call with me. Let's untangle the mental struggles that are happening within yourself. You don't want to spend another 2 to 5 years, saying, oh my gosh, I should have done that. Let's just do it. It just takes that one step to move forward. So do it. I encourage you to do that right now. Also, if you are a busy creative parent who is suffering from diabetes or has just been diagnosed or has been diagnosed for a while now, and have you been trying to lower your A1C, please reach out and go down in the show notes, because I have a webinar for you explaining all about insulin and all about sugar. Also, for those of you who have the foggy brain and don't really want to talk right now and you want to learn more, go for it. Click that link in the show notes and start listening to that Sugar Talk webinar. It's going to help you also if you suffer from chronic body pain and sugar cravings that you really have not been able to overcome. I'm going to help you figure out why you're getting them, what happens biologically in your body as you have the sugar, and I'm going to also give you a free gift at the end of the webinar. So listen to that webinar, get yourself informed, and get that free gift of 7 ways to kick your sugar craving today. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I will be randomly posting, so stay tuned and follow, share, and enjoy. Put yourself first and let healthy happen. It is not selfish, and I know our busy selves love to put our families first and others first, but it's time for you. So you're not alone. I'm here with you. Let's go.